And welcome in, folks. My name's Gordo. This is Gordo's Games, and we are trying something new. All right. As you may have seen from the channel, we've been doing like non-stop speedruns. That's kind of our thing at this point here, and you will see it live over on Twitch. Links all those will be in the description down below. But I'm trying to bring something back to the YouTube side of things here. So if you do enjoy this content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you know when this content goes live for you. And leave me some feedback as to whether or not you enjoy this kind of thing. We're going to be reviewing one of my latest runs, which is for a game called Romeo is a Dead Man. Now, first of all, just to give this game a short review, Romeo is a Dead Man is completely outrageous. It's a Suda 51 game. The last Suda 51 game, I wasn't even aware it was one until somebody mentioned it to me, was Killer 7. But it makes sense. There is so many different things that are looking to happen within this game, and it is, yeah, it's there's a lot of things going on there. 100%, there is an awful lot. Like, you are taken through very different characteristics of games, from like being old retro style look to Cooking Mama scenarios, where like little meme games. There's an anime dating waifu kind of thing there with one of the nurses. There's all sorts of things here. Obviously, for me personally, I wanted something a little bit more out there. As of recently, I've been running a lot of FF7 Remake. I run a few Resident Evil games, Player Expedition. Like, there's very things that are all quite serious games. So I wanted something that was less serious, and it certainly delivered. By the time I finished the game, I won't go through details as to obviously the story in that, and you can enjoy that for yourself. But I was left with my scratching my head. We're trying to figure out what the hell had gone on, in a good way, because yeah, like I said, things were so obscurely outrageous. It was unbelievable. But we're going to go ahead and review the run today. I recently set the world record for New Game Plus. On the difficulty setting for this is named in chocolate. All right. Why again? I don't know. It's just there. All right, so we did this on white chocolate. Why not? Which is the easiest difficulty to start with. We are going to look to consider going through the other difficulties as well. I am enjoying the run. I am enjoying the game because there's a lot of things that keep you busy throughout it. Because it's a very much a hack and slash kind of game with a few puzzles thrown in there, traversals, parkour pieces, not actual parkour, but like, don't get screwed over by things hitting you off ladders moments, which you'll see a lot in this run. So we're going to go over it. I'm going to talk through some pieces as we go along. I will fast forward some pieces because it can be a little bit same, especially the traversal pieces, but we'll go through it. So if you do enjoy this, please let me know. It helps me understand what I should be doing here and delivering to you. So let's get on over to the setup. Now, I've muted the video itself so I can talk over it overall, but let's kind of go from there. So as I mentioned, overall the run itself is New Game Plus. So we have had the chance to level up all our things here. We have had the chance. I'm going to just increase the speed slightly whilst we're doing all this. No, I don't want to pay for 3 times. That's fine. So we've had a chance to buff up our weapons, buff up all our stuff, and get ourselves in a position where we've got the relevant setup for it. This was my second run after the first. My first one was substantially slower. FYI, I got lost. I did run it straight after like completing it the day before. Okay, so here you go. As you can see here, we open up and it's pretty straightforward. This part here is we're just meant to die. We kill these as quick as possible, and then we hope that this guy just does enough damage to us to kill us quickly before he gives us a bad animation where he like disappears to the other side of the map, and we have to run all the way up there to him. And I believe he does that to me. So he'll do a couple of these grabs. I think it's 3 grabs and then we're hooked here, or it's 2. We get to go through 2 grabs and take some hits, and then we should kill us off. And that's overall where we're at with things. In terms of time here, there's not much you can do to save time. I think it's just more RNG based. In the New Game Plus, it's the same as New Game. The only thing different for New Game Plus is those 3 enemies you fight at the beginning, you can pretty much just one tap and they're usually dead. And new game, you may take a few more hits, which can lead to a little bit of time save. We're all finished up there and we're going into the next section. So this is almost like your tutorial slash prologue, you know, all that kind of stuff, going to get you the general gist of the game, what it's looking to offer to you and everything like that. Here you go. Here's your difficulty selection. As I said, we've gone for white chocolate. You have 4 flavors to choose from. The very first one's called curvature or something like that. I can't say, I probably said that incorrectly. Let me know in the comments if I have, but that one's the hardest difficulty, and who knows, we may end up there at some stage. A lot of this, like I said, is going to be a hack and slash kind of vibe with it, so we are going to put this on 1.5. I think that'll be sufficient just to keep things playing. There's a heavy like characteristics of being torn from place to place with this. There's a lot of QTEs, even like for just like cutscene parts where you're not doing a lot, which is, you know, keeps you involved, I guess. But like the comic book style, the illustration of the game, everything itself is very, I don't know, I think it's very appealing. I only have one issue with the game overall, is that's the FPS drops. That can be pretty brutal. You can get to the point where it's like, oh, you've got like 5 FPS and it just wants to stay there for a bit, and you can visibly see it lagging. I'm hoping that gets fixed. That would be nice to see that one just kind of spruced up a bit more. Not just for the speedrun side of things, but you know, quality of life. Because overall, it's a very good game. Personally, like I said, the style of it in itself is just enjoyable to play through and watch. For me, I definitely think it's for sure an acquired taste, and not everybody's gonna vibe with this game overall, but I think for the most part most would enjoy it. So Traverse here, we're getting a weapon setup here. So throughout the run itself, we're going to be using the 2 swords that turn into a spear, like a long spear, and the shotgun. We have our pins all set up there, so with the pins I'm using for this one, so pins themselves are like just like the loadout, basically, to give you little buffs and things like that. So the ones we've opted for is additional damage on the melee weapon and the range weapon, and that overall, an additional slot for a bastard slot. Now, I'm not swearing at you all profusely. The enemies in this are called rotters. Click zombies. And we use these zombies as like a loadout. As you can see in the bottom right corner there, and we can use some of them out, and they'll do moves in that for us. And you get different ones throughout the game. You get ones that like spit out lasers, ones that are like a flashbang, ones that are like a sentry, do a tornado. There's all sorts of different ones. I still haven't optimally figured out which one's the best overall. That's something I do want to work on a little bit. But they are called bastards, and use some of that, and they'll basically attack your enemies for you. As you see here, so that big key that we went past was the boss area. All right, but we can't get in there yet because we need to get a key. So what we do is we go into the subspace here, and you'll see a lot of this area. This is probably the part where I get lost the most of, because in places it just looks the same. So we're looking for these things here, which will give us a part to a Clistergate key. There, yeah, we've got 1, and then we've got 4 parts of it to collect. It will tell you as you go along how many parts you've got to get for it overall, but we'll pick those up and then kind of traverse back, which will then should unlock the boss area for us, and then we can proceed forward from there. So hop down here. Whilst the chat, as you can see the talk going on there, you can't interact with this, so you had to kind of wait for that. Unfortunately, there's no real way around that. A similar thing like that used to happen in Claire Expedition. I think they recently patched that, whereas like if there was still talking, you weren't allowed to interact with the flags and stuff. Some games do have that as a thing overall. So now we've got stop by some enemies here. Just clear these out. So these little things here, you can shoot them and it'll stop them from summoning it any more through as you go along. As you can see on this big-headed tomato guy, that's tomato. How are you going to go with it? They have a little like a flower or something like that. That's their weak spot. If you shoot that weak spot, you generally kill the enemies quicker. So that's a big part on this, just making sure that we are shooting this weak spot, because this boss over here will have it as well. This is one of the main reasons we use the shotgun overall, because the shotgun generally has good burst damage, particularly at close range, just to be able to go ahead and do that. Thank you for the follow. I'm not live. Why am I thanking you for the follow? But thank you. That is a big shout out to them. That is the mod for this game. They just set up the runs for it. But as you can see there, New Game Plus, we have a lot more freedom because we do a lot more damage. New Game, you are looking to do a lot less, but I think you can still get set up to manage the run overall. I don't know if there's going to be much difference in variance between the two in terms of speeds. I could be wrong, At this point, it is early days, but that's the boss done. Most bosses you'll have a QTE afterwards, quick time event, and then we'll go from there. You pick this up, and then we'll be looking to leave this section, and this will be the end of Ember's chapter. Overall, there's 8 chapters and a prologue, I believe. Yeah, so no, just 8 chapters, including a prologue. I was just like that. Trying to count that, my bad. But yeah, 8 chapters including a prologue. That is Ember's done. We're going on to the next part, which is Hubris. Now, I believe it was a bit clean. I believe I still got lost in this part here. So I'm gonna own up to my mistakes here. All right, I'm not even gonna try and downplay it like I intentionally did this, the clip farm or anything like that. None of that. We're gonna go through the next section, which is you may recognize it. I don't know if it's intended to look like it, but it's definitely a level of Dead Rising. I think everybody who's played it has made the same references as once we get to it, looks like something like Dead Rising. But here we are back at the hub. So as you can see, we take a very different look overall now. We've gone through what we were just playing in the hack and slash part. We're into some retro vibes kind of hub, which I think is a nice little change overall. It's interesting to see. So at this point here, we're making our way around, do the rounds to say hello to everybody before progressing on to the next mission. We have to do these on New Game Plus. You don't have to do all the things that you would do on New Games, like the tutorials and that. You can just walk in the room and it's like, okay, yeah, you've done it. Walk in there, talk to them if necessary. Otherwise, you just move along, carry on. Head back to the main part, and then we're going to get given another task, I believe, which is to get the signatures for things. So we're just doing a little bit of admin at this point here, ready to go into the next main missions and that. The first part of the game overall is, I wouldn't say it's too lengthy at all. Like this next chapter we're going into, I spent more time than I should have done here, and that was just due to errors on me kind of forgetting wherever the hell I was. But when I collect signatures here, optimized way, I just tend to go for work from the back and come forward with it. I just think it's the easiest way overall. So just grab the signatures as we go, speak to everybody here. This is the person you speak to for a run called Marry Percent. I did set the thingy, the record for that as well. Only person ran it so far, but I was the memes percent run of this one, should I say. So realistically, you've got that one there where you have to answer 99 questions all correctly within the time limits as well, because you'll have a timer going off to as you kind of go through it. And yeah, if you get one wrong, you got to start again. That's basically it. So that was a challenge, just trying to focus that long whilst whatever nonsense was going on in the background, because I'll be honest, I had my things listed in front of me. I didn't even see what's going on. I was just clicking through, trying not to mess up an input. So we're almost done here. We're gonna get to the part where this is the hardest part in the game. Right here and right now. This game of Pong is brutal. What we basically want to do here is that, which we got first time, which was nice. We have to do a few of those there. You want to basically get that circle or whatever it was, just to kind of bounce into the middle, and it'll unlock the singularity so we can go on to the next place. You can get bad kind of things, bad RNG with it, where it just keeps going in nowhere near to it and you spend time just pinging it around. I think sometimes just resetting that just to get the better one is just the easier way of doing it, I'd say anyway. But it's awkward to control. I'm playing on RC console, so I'm on controller, where it's like the aspect of you have to move the left. It's only through the left stick. That's for the ones on the left and top and bottom. So the left and right are controlled by pressing up and down, and then the top and bottom are by pressing left and right. But it's all on the same stick, so it's quite awkward. Kind of would have made sense. I mean, I guess they might have just done it just to be that way inclined, as like, we're gonna make it more harder for you. Whereas, could have been right stick and left stick, but hey ho. And here we are, Dead Rising. Dead Rising with a special guest star of Dead by Daylight, because we got to fix generators. All right, this is why I said you have so many games in this one place. Thank you for the gifted sub there. I'm just these things keep popping up. So we'll go to that generator. There's 4 generators in total we need to go through. I have gone through and made notes of this next time going through it, so we'll see that, run that back. But as you can see here, we will see some bigger enemies as we go. We'll see some variations here. We're throwing out some of our bastards just to do some damage. Realistically, we should have got rid of them a bit sooner. Was hoping the bastards would have kept them back as much as possible whilst we get this fixed, but we got that done. All right, now out of there, what we would look to do is go down that escalator to pick up a key, and you'll see the nonsense that we kind of get involved with. A lot of this does come down to just remembering the pathway for it. So that we are going to go here to the third generator. This is fine. It's got a little courtyard here, and once this courtyard opens up, it will basically give us a little subspace TV behind us. For us to go through. Now you can't interact with these until you've got enemies cleared from it. That's part of some of the the issues with it in some places, trying to get in there as quick as possible before an enemy is in proximity, so you get told not allowed in, basically. So we'll go into there now. Again, traversal parkour time. There's a hype train fuel. We had a lot of things pop up in this run. But so you didn't miss anything there, don't worry. I definitely need to scale that height thing down a little bit. My bad. So we're gonna grab this key here. Now, one thing we'll notice here, now as soon as you pick up the keys in some places, a TV pops up for you to go through. General rule of thumb is if a TV pops up, use it. Don't do what I did in my first run and like, oh no, you go back the other way, clearly. No, just use the TV, it's there. All right. Now, what I did mess up on here is I'm looking around for where to go. What you sort of would have saw, I'm going to go back to it, is right here. What you can see right there is where we actually need to go. But I didn't have this unlocked because I didn't grab the key and go into the subspace to open this up. Because in the subspace itself, let me let's see, let me just okay, I'm moving away. Over on the left hand side through one of the doors up here is, or it's on the right hand side down here, there is basically that same kind of white space thing blocking your path. There it is. What we do in the subspace, you go in and use a key to unlock it, and then when you go back to the real world, that's unlocked. So we could have gone through there and got the generator. So we'll just speed this up a little bit because this is nonsense percent made by yours truly. Literally running around aimlessly. All you can hear is me asking the chat, is like, where the hell am I going? What am I even doing here? It's like, no, I missed one. I was like, no, yeah, sure, 100%. I'm checking every store you can think of and going shopping and taking time. So that there on the left, as we just missed it, purple things are important. All right, green things not so much important. Purple things are important. Yellow things are important. If you see them, just consider picking them up. 100%. Don't be like Gordo. Definitely don't be like Gordo on this occasion. We will eventually remember very shortly. I say that very shortly. It's actually painful to watch myself right now. I'm like, oh dude, it's like, why do you not just think of these base things? But then again, the game's been out for a very short time. I've only completed it once, so then I ran it once, and this is the second run back. So technically, it's all a work in progress. In terms of how myself as a speedrunner, I work on the prospect of I like to see progression with it all. I know those hold themselves to a standard and will obviously make sure it's practice, and they won't show that until they've got everything refined down to an art form, which I fully respect. Myself, I'm not as much inclined for that. I will take the time to practice it, but I'll also show you raw as to what it looks like. So you'll see a lot of my runs which are generally built on by time spent and runs sent, and that's just how I like to work with it. And that's just more or less because I like to enjoy what I'm doing as well. I don't take myself too seriously now. I feel as if we get a lot done. So there you go. So there, we've now realized that it's like, oh, now I need a key. So let's go check all these rooms. There might be a key here. There's a key here. There's a key here. Let's check every single room. Yeah, painful. Okay, so we're going to skip ahead a little bit here. We still haven't got the key yet. Now we have. All right. See, now all we do there is we'll run through here. And here is this. And remember what I said about TV popping up? There's a TV for us. And this will take us back through to the section which will give us our fourth generator, which we'll kind of rush through here. These overall, you can try. Sometimes you can jump over them, sometimes you roll through them. It's a bit of luck sometimes with it, but they'll basically put like status effects on you or like mess up your HUD and that. So we're trying to get this done. We're trying to interact with these as little as possible. Sometimes they'll knock you off. If they do, slap them as punishment. They deserved it. But overall, we will just get this all done there. That's fine. We will then go through the TV. Again, if TV pops up, go through TV. The amount of times I see myself run away from them, it's like, oh, no, just don't. No, just no. Just no. Don't do it. And then we're going to go back through here. We're going to go up here. Now, this is the jumping in this is something that drives me crazy. So look, I pressed the input there. I can only tell you I did. It's up to you whether you believe me or not. But sometimes it reacts, sometimes it doesn't. But we can try and speed that up by effectively going ahead and hopping across those parts instead of just hopping, dropping down. The woman there. So let me just go back to it. So you see this woman here. We'll see her in a sec. Just there, you see her arm. In some places she pops up and she'll point the way. So we're just gonna go with her guidance. That's just it. You know, they're gonna very graciously tell us where to go. And we've done all 4 generators now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go towards the boss area. So we're gonna run the right way. Absolutely run the right way. And then we're gonna go to the boss fight here. So we have our little rave part here. You'll see a few redemptions for one meme that gets played in this part because it is effectively like a little rave. We'll be being attacked by white devils. There's nothing you can do to speed this up, I don't believe, and nothing that I've come across or looked on other people's runs for. So we just hack and slash. We dance, hack and slash, we vibe, and we await the inevitable boss fight. That's where we're going to be going towards, which is going to be Phantasm. Where in this one we will go ahead and we will basically fight a big ass head. Again, with all the bosses, they'll all have some form. Well, that's not true. Majority of them have some form of weak spot. The ones who don't, it's a little bit more thingy. You kind of just have to outbrute them for the most part. So again, coming towards the end of that part, I'll just speed it up a little bit. And then, wow, I forget how long that part actually takes. And again, I don't think there's any way to speed it up, so that one's just kind of just dead time effectively. We're just twiddling our thumbs there at that point. And here comes the boss part. So this is how you'll know you're a boss. This little gate here where you'll use the cluster key that you've been building up to go ahead and do the boss fight. Skip all the comic parts, and then off we go. So a weak spot for this is at the back of the head. You'll see here the shotgun absolutely chunks in this. We've destroyed the weak spot already. So we can use our basically our special, I guess. As you will see on the top left there, that little icon that builds up, that is your bloody summer or level. Yeah, when you first start in like new game, you get 1 and you build it up as you go along, but you can get to the point where you can have 3 and you can stagger multiple attacks. But we'll just use those because that will sometimes offer like a knockback effect on some of them. But for the most part, the shotgun is our go-to weapon. It does a lot of damage up front, and overall is just a very good weapon. If it was quicker to reload, I'd love it, but unfortunately it's not. I do want to try the rocket launcher at some point. I'm not sure how much more of a difference the damage would make, because I imagine the reload time would be atrocious, but I may try that in some of the boss fights just to see how it fares. We're going to teleport out here, and that will be the end of Hubris very shortly. You'll know the indications for when the end of a chapter comes along, because there will be a part of it, like a credit scene that throws a lot of people out. It's like, oh, is this the end of it? No. So we're going to speed through this here because we're going to go through the chit chat part. And then you will see very shortly after we've had our hot chocolate and coffees. We don't do coffee, apparently only hot chocolate. Here is the credits for this one here. And then we'll be going on to Polite. Polite is a very short one. Overall, we are going to be going into, because we work for the FBI, you know, FBI space-time control and all that stuff. Well, I was about to say Time Force. It's like, no, this isn't Power Rangers. You'll see a lot of back and forth here. The story itself tries to elaborate on it as it goes, and we'll play it in a very multiverse kind of environment. Like with at this point here, the whole aspect of Romeo and Juliet. Juliet is a space-time drifter, and we've been charged with trying to find. Well, we're trying to find her, the one that we know, the one that our Romeo kind of fell in love with. Yada yada yada. But we come across all these ones who are kind of psycho, realistically, and we're just kind of offing them. We're going through this little scene here where it's like we're kind of high as a kite, and who knows, we just start running stark naked through a corridor. And yeah, basically they had a nightmare, effectively. Like I said, it is all very obscure. I would happily try and tell you the full story here, but that would require me to understand what the hell was happening at the time. And with in parts of that, it's not the case. It isn't the case at all. So go through the chat here. We'll follow a cat down a hot corridor. Yes, I did just say that, and yes, it makes sense. Because we're going to go and speak to Silver Socks. Silver Socks here is going to go and put us through the training for the FBI, and to do that he needs to taser us in the head and knock us out, so we can go to not Quantico, but the closest thing to it in this game. So overall, we'll take a stroll up here. We have got it set to ×2. This part is just a little bit slow because we can't run here as they're speeding this up, but we're going to walk up to a mansion and speak to Silver Socks. And that will then put us through to the next part where we have to go through a little challenge here to make sure that we're quite ready to become a part of the FBI. Wander through here, more cutscenes. So overall, at this point here, the run's looking a lot better than what I did the other day. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. At this point here, it's actually looking worse. Next part, it looks better. This point here, it should have been better, but I messed up on Hubris's chapter by getting lost. If we hadn't have got lost there, we would have been ahead of our time by at least, I'd say at least a couple of minutes, because on both occasions now so far, I've got lost at that point. We're going to walk into this gym, and we're going to go through a little fight here. This is just the test our metal and see if we stand a chance of being part of the FBI. These enemies here have 3 weak points. They're all located. One is on the back, up near the shoulder area. One is on their butt cheek, well, their butt bone, and then one is in the back of their head. If you shoot them, burst them, then it will generally speed up the fight drastically overall. We make our way back through now that we've just done all that. Skip through the cutscenes, and that should be, once we've done that, should be Polite done. I think I was a bit late on the, I don't know if there's a chapter end for this, but I always forget if there's a chapter end because it's a very short one. Here we talk to it 3 times. Don't do what I did here, which is stop at 2 and like, no, that's our notes 3. We have to do 3 conversations there to try and get them to sign off on our training that we did, and we're official FBI agents now. We want to go back to sleep, rest up. Unfortunately, our room is the very, very furthest away. There's a little comic book scene, and there we go. So yeah, there's this one. That one doesn't have any chapter thing, so just kind of when you go to sleep is the thing there for it. We are on to reinvention. Now, reinvention, we are going to be going through City Hall at this point for this one. I was trying to remember the ordering for it. So we go City Hall, then there is an asylum, then there is a cult area. This one's the worst, by the way, just because I can barely see the thing when I'm looking at it. It's very obscure, especially when you've been like a good amount of time into a run and you're like, okay, I can't see a thing. That'll catch you all the time. So we'll skip through some of this bit here because we've seen this a lot of times. Now the traversal points. So we're heading up to City Hall. So we'll have this little part here. Just kill these as quick as possible. Use the bastards where applicable to try and take them out. You can use the shotgun to try and do it at range, but to be fair, they come down and like staggered, so they're not all in one go. So it can be a bit of a just a awkward just wait around point here. Really should tailor how many enemies there are. You'll see this a lot. This little dead. I have left the audio off for the in-game itself. I'll put a little bit of backing music on this, so you'll hear as this video is being played. But otherwise, you'll have two of me talking, and nobody asked for that. All right, nobody wants that. You see here, purple. What do we do with purple? We take the purple. That gives us a key, which will open up another area for us to go through, and a blue icon will give us an indication as to where we're going, which is just here. Get here before they get close to us, and we can go through into the subspace. Traversal, let's not get lost time. Let's go. So a lot of the places like this are quite straightforward in places. You know, just follow along as much as you can. You'll see a ladder or something which gives you a general indication of where you're going. Follow it along. There's your next TV. Hop in the next TV. And there's a lot of back and forth there. There are on I think one particular level is like where you have to kind of go back and forth a little bit. But rule of thumb is just, you know, naturally just keep progressing. So we'll have a little fight here. We're going to throw all these out, shoot them down, and basically just try and do this as quick as possible. Once we've got all these killed, it then should give us a next direction to go. As soon as we actually get this killed. So here again, once you've fought an enemy, or once you've cleared out a room, just be mindful that a TV might pop up in there, and then just use that TV. So I ran away from it originally. Again, this is just more pockets of time save that I've got, just remembering these rule of thumbs that I've applied to myself now. So head on through. Now you come across these little, you have to just make them into a sphere basically. Can be a little annoying sometimes, but you know, they're fine. We'll grab the Callistic key. Oh, none of that's open, so use the TV. Use the TV. Just use it. Use it. I'm driving myself nuts just watching me go, okay, just take your advice. Once we're in here, there is basically just the purple thing to pick up, because what we'll do is we'll go back into the subspace because we can't progress any further forward, and we'll use that to open up one of the doors, so particularly the one in front of us, like there. So they can just follow that through, hop down, be careful of full damage. Full damage is killer in this. Do this part here. Again, pick up this, open up these as we go. And then we want to go ahead through into this little space. Now we've got another TV for it to go through. Now we're down in like the basement area. Just gonna run through these. We're trying to avoid as many of these fights as possible. Some of them are just worthwhile getting rid of because they can be a pain. But we're going to go right down to the very bottom once we've gone through this. And then turn right. Right again. We're going to head in here. And we're going to kill these things here. So again, it's on his butt bone, back of his head, and shoulder blade. I believe it is left or right shoulder blade, one of the two. It's going to pop up with that for us. We'll take that warehouse key because that'll let us progress, and there's a TV there for us too. Fortunately, enemies there, so this one here, so particularly with this one, right? This one is annoying. You can't see what you're doing. Just don't press up or down on the when trying to sort it out, because you have to press the directions to try and make it into sphere. just press left or right. I can't remember which one's the most optimal, but just press left or right and it will basically get fixed. If you move the up or down, you're then stuck in the mercy of trying to figure that out blindly. But there we go. Grab that again. It gives us another thing which will let us open up some of the other stuff. I'm going to head up here. And we're going to get directions again from the lady. It's nice of her. Well, there's some of those we can look to ignore them. It's just been a force of habit more so than myself that I'm getting all of them. At some point we'll just take out the majority of those overall. But we'll get the spheres done there. And then what we want to do is we want to actually just go back to where we go up. And then you'll get this part here. And I believe that is the key complete. So we're going to use that. We're going to go back. And we're going to go back to the main office. So you would have remember, you may remember like a gold kind of cupboard. So we'll take that as well because that's going to be the vault key. That's what we need. There's like a gold cupboard which is a vault effectively for the main office itself. So we need to clear this as quick as we can. Again, try and get rid of those spawn things as just as urgent as possible, just so that we don't have to deal with them. So we're going to head up here, head straight through here, and you'll see this here. Now the code for this, you don't need a code. Just turn left and right, and you'll hear a click as soon as you've got it right. If you've done that, just turn the other way, and there's about 4 codes for it. I think it is 4, 9, 7, then 12 or something like that. It could be run there, but you can actually just do it just by vibration on your controller or that. So this one here doesn't have a weak spot, as you can see. I mean, you can shoot that chest part and I feel like it does more damage, but no actual like visible weak spot like the other ones. So we'll just hammer them down as much as possible. We'll use the Summer Blood to kind of stagger on pieces as well. Go through the QTs, and that is the reinvention section done. So we're going to skip ahead now because there's not, in terms of all these parts here, there isn't a lot for you to do. There's just more of a, it's, you know, you're talking bits. It's like playing a Final Fantasy and having to mash through some dialogue. That is the end of that section here. This next chapter is our big one, so we'll just go through to it now. Again, I'll try and explain it as we go along. There we go. Everyone loves the meme. Rent free, all day long, and I can't even hear it, and I'm still vibing to it. Thank you, chat, in on that side of things. Again, the hardest game. Oh no! Ah, that was such a good one. You. Most likely I'm missing this one. It's the chat's fault because of the amount of spam they're doing. Absolutely. Go through, and then we're gonna go into the Silent Hill section of the game, or Outlast, or anything like that, where it's basically it tries to be a lot more thriller vibed. So with this, we have the part here where we're going to an asylum. Now, just going into an asylum alone already tells me enough what I need to know, which is that it's going to be a very on edge thriller vibe. Let's try and jump scare you and things like that, and eerie thing. The music and that changes in the game as well, so if you play it safe, you'll see it, or you can check it on the actual run of this as well, where it's a case of it really fits the scene. So what we want to do here is first we'll go up to the 3rd floor, and there's this room here. Now we're stuck in what's known as like Groundhog Day apparently, so we'll basically go to that door and reset first of all. Now we missed one on here, so just there on the right you would have saw the door that highlighted. We need to go back there, which I remember about now. We basically go through some, thank you for the chat. We go through some stages of things to turn off to try and help stop the loop. So that's the first one. Once we've done that, we'll talk to this little ghost here. How you doing, mate? Blase past them, and then we're going to go back up to that room to reset again. Here we are. Now, once we've done that, we're then going to go up to the 1st floor. Give me a chance to get there. We'll get a cutscene. Skip that cutscene and up, and then obviously walk on through here. We'll then take the through door and then straight through here as well, and then it should just be in here. And when it starts doing this static, there's a tape nearby that we need to stop, so we'll stop the tape. So we're almost trying to stop all these things here to stop the loop from continuing. That's the overall direction for it. We're gonna run back through here. Yeah, little jump scare there. This will open up. There's a tape on the right. We just go ahead and turn that off once it's finished chatting. Talk to this, and then we're going to head back up and do the reset again at this point. Little cutscene here, and then we'll continue through. Now, once we've done that, we're going to obviously, there's going to be a little bit of order in how we try and do things here. Now, I believe in this run here, I did miss out on the timing for it, but you know, we'll see. So this is going to be our last section of doing these tapes in that. So we'll get through the tape through all there, then go back on ourselves, say hello to Mr. Ghost. How are you doing, Casper? And we see this. Now we want to bait the attack from here, hide in here, and it will turn around. And then we let it get further down here, and then what we're going to do is going to open this up. So we're at a point here, we have no weapons, we can't fight that. That is going to be the boss for the end of this section anyway, but I'm taking a moment here to look at my notes. This is me trying to remember off the top of my head as well. So we're going to go down here, and I believe we go ahead and reset. Because once we reset this now, we are onto the part where we've got one more cutscene and we have some facial recognition to do. Now, it's not your normal kind of facial recognition. We're not going to put our face against the scanner. It's going to say yes with the correct thing. But this is the order we're doing it. So we go all the way to the top floor. I see there. That's the room. That's the initial room you would go through normally. That's not where we're going. We're going to open this shutter, and then we're going to loop back down to the second floor. The reason being for this is if we do this in a particular way, once we've done the first one, we then initiate the enemy being there, which means we'd have to wait in between trying to do them. But if we do this, we open this, and here's the facial recognition I'm talking about. You'll see right now. Quite disturbed, quite amusing. We have to make them mirror the face. There you go, and there you go, boom. Talk to the ghost. Now in the hallway will be the big chunky looking thing. So we want to go to the right, and then open this door. Again, looking to get this match up as quick as you can. It's very overall concerning for this person's facial expressions they've got. And then we do that, talk to this. Now we time that okay, because now we'll go ahead and go out this way. I was contemplating and I was like, do I need to go down that way? This again me misremembering, but we're gonna go out this way, open this up, and then we're gonna loop up to the third, because there's one up there for us to do. Which is just in here. Now we need it to be quicker here, because if we can get this done quick enough, we can go back out and then go straight towards the reset room. That is overall what we're using it for. Once we've done this, we can then just proceed, and it will take us to the main area. Unfortunately, I'm too close to him, and let's just say I pussy down. All right, I own up to that. I own that. I was like, do I risk it? I was like, do I fancy doing this all over again? No, I don't. So we took the fact that we're ahead on time here anyway, and who knows, maybe we could do that better next time. But we'll do this, and then it will put us in a position where we have this to go through, and we'll go through and get the subspace parkour moment done. 1 second, just once. Press my door. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Sorry about it. Okay. So with all these areas again, it's very similar in what we do here. I won't rewind it. I'll catch us up basically. We're getting all these things in place so we can kind of traverse across as we go along. There will be places where it's things we can't get into yet, so we have to work around, get the key. Again, that rule of thumb here is if you get a victim like this, a TV will pop up. Here is fundamental, just follow that rule. In my first run, I went back and forth so much because I was like, oh, okay, it's this way, oh, go this way. No, just go forward. Absolutely stop being a fool. I was here in this section for an hour. We take it down drastically by this point here, but like I was stuck in this like asylum area for an hour. So we're gonna go in here, we'll start a fight, and then what'll happen once we clear this room out, a TV will appear for us to go through next. And then we continue that cycle and just keep pushing on. Once we got through all this part here, it would be the boss area, but with a few more parkour bits, a few more traversals, a few more spheres to make, and as you see, it's all slowly coming together. Go up the stairs here, there is one here, and a TV will pop up. Go straight through it. And then we'll go through the door over here, and that's all locked up for now, but we'll just clear these. I've just cleared these because this purely for the sake of having to, I don't want to have to deal with them again. So at this point, again, if you can avoid fighting them, that is time save for you. These ones probably would have been the more crucial ones just to get rid of, and then just get the TV and go straight through. Again, consistently just pushing it forward as much as possible. No backtracking is in this section. No backtracking is really required in this space area. In the other one, yeah, there's quite a bit of it. We'll grab that, open this up, we'll open that, hop down here. There is, oh, don't fall down there, do that, and that's made that bridge up for us now, which is great. It's great. Go across here, open this up, and another part of the key itself, grab that, head on through, and we are almost done with this section here. Watching it back now and thinking about how the hell did I take so long the first time around? I can only defend myself so much, but to be fair, it was literally our second time play through the game. So now we have just like a bit of a gauntlet of enemies to fight. So just get rid of those as quick as possible, shoot all the enemies, clear this out. New Game Plus makes this, as I said, a lot easier. I recommend for myself, for when I use this shotgun and the dual weapons are just generally good. I think there is space to use the others. Just keep in mind things like the machine gun isn't as powerful. It's more good for just the fact it sprays out more bullets overall, whereas a shotgun is more impact and stagger damage. Rockets, again, high damage but low a reload time is going to be a thing, as well as the amount of shots put out per second. Grab this, don't forget to grab this before going through here. Just to reiterate the weapons you get, so you get a pistol, a shotgun, a machine gun, and a rocket launcher. You can unlock all of them pretty early as well. We'll go ahead and open all this up, and immediately you get a sword, a great sword, a dual sword, which turns into like a staff, a great sword, and then you get fists. Again, you can mix with those, see which ones work out better. The ones I've worked out, have been using have seemed to have done quite well. But I'd be inclined to try some at some stage just to see if there's any variance there. Now we've done all that correctly, so there is our boss part. All right, we're gonna go ahead and head in here, and we're gonna do our boss fight. This one does have weak spots, so again, we will try and emphasize those as best we can. Try and get the shots off. If you can get them clean as possible, then you avoid all this knocking about part, because that can be a pain. So we get one, we get two. Now I've got two of my specials here, so I'm going to use that as well. A third one, get some shots off. There we go. Like I said, New Game Plus, we have a little more flexibility in the fact of most of your time save is probably going to be from your normal playthroughs. But in terms of boss fights, that should be overall pretty straightforward. I mean, some of the later ones obviously can be a bit more of a nuisance because they have more health in that, but this still should be pretty overall well versed in your favor. That is the asylum section. We're going to be heading back into the parts. There's going to be the talk talk, end of chapter. As I said, there's no point me just making you watch through these cutscenes and that. You'll see them yourself if you do decide to do this run or if you do decide to play the game. Heading through here, more cutscenes. We'll talk here, get our singularity thing underway. So we have to go and do this here. So I guess I'll just reiterate this part here. So it tells us to go and speak to the Black, which is one of the agents. Don't press no here. You have to listen to this. You can skip through it pretty quickly, but you have to listen to the story, otherwise you can't progress. Then we'll go ahead and do the singularity and go on to the ship to steer us where we're going. Right, so this minigame you have to do. You're basically clearing the blockages. So you see the little bubbles and that, just circle around it, clear the blockages, and that's all you're doing. It's just here. It's just here. There's not much I can tell you here. We do meet our sidekick very shortly, who is Sarah Connor. I've dubbed the Sarah Connor, that's right. They are a little helper. I don't know why they're helping us. No, they don't really have much context, just as like, oh, you seem nice. So we get this little thing pick up here, which we use to open up these paths. You'll see so let me just go back there a sec. So just yeah, so these things here, and you'll see right in the just behind us here, so we have the little thing that matches to what we're doing. So we'll put one of these in here and it'll open up this pathway up here. They actually give you the codes for them. In terms of the run itself, just make a note of them, just to make it easy and quicker for yourself, so you don't have to physically keep going down and looking at it. But we'll just go ahead and we're going to open up the right hand path first of all. So once we've done the right hand path, we're going to go ahead and proceed up there. Avoid as many enemies as you can. We're not going through a subspace as of yet, so we're basically going to open this. We're going to try and backtrack a little bit and just lure them out, try and get them around, and then grab this. If there's not letting you out, just throw out like a bastard and then just leg it, or just try and run out. We want to try and avoid using any kind of moves as much as possible because it's just slightly slower for us. But once we've done this, we want to go ahead and get the next part open up. So we're going to place that on there. We're going to take this one out of here, and I believe it's this one there, and then we're going to go press this one. All right, so small disclaimer. All right, before we go into this any further, all right, this part here is the hardest part in the game outside of that mini game for trying to get the thing to work in Pong. Strictly reason why is because jumping in this is a meme in itself. Sometimes the jump will respond, sometimes the jump won't respond. It's not just me that struggle with this. I've seen others do it as well. It's just for some reason it just doesn't like to respond properly. So you're gonna see this here, and yes, have a chuckle. All right. So we're gonna traverse up here, hop past. We're gonna go to the middle, and then we're over there. Oh, okay, we missed it. Okay, that was first attempt. Okay, that would have been bad. It would have been nice the first try. We'll go again. Oh, okay. Yeah, we missed it. Yeah, slightly awkward. All right, we got it third time. Don't worry about it. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, gonna try for the fourth time. No, we didn't make the jump. Apparently, didn't read the input. Okay, fourth time. So now we just got annoyed and just kill some people just because they're rage. And we get it fifth time. Now we open this gate. That's it. That part there is just a meme itself, and one of the chatters decides to redeem one of our favorite memes just so I can vibe out and kill things because of the annoyance of that whole, oh, let's just fall down %. So trying to get this killed as quick as possible. Now these things here have 3 stages to them. Sometimes you can kill them before any of the other stages come out, sometimes not. Yeah, I don't know if it's just the database and damage that hits the weak point, or just sometimes they are locked into where they would be a 3-stage. But sometimes you can just shoot the weak point and that's it. We'll go ahead and grab this, which gives us 3. We're going to head back to the middle part. Now we've got 3. We're going to use it to open up the other paths, because they inherently go through. The reason we go in that order is because you need 1, 2, then 3 to open up the final path we're going for. I think at this point here, yeah, I made a slight error, so I put that back. So that's that one. We're going to basically the top left. So we just jump over that because that was intended, and that's the path we're going for here. And this will be the last one we need to do for this thing. We don't need to go to any of the ones to progress on. It's just this one, and then we'll get to a point where we're going through the subspace area. So go in here. We will go ahead and have a chit chat and that with the bad guy. You turn into a white devil. It's not really the boss. It's just a puppet of the boss, should I say? Kill him off, and that's it. And then once we've done that, he goes for a talk about, oh, you can't kill me, blah 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 blah. Head on down, and then we're gonna go to the subspace. We'll head down to the main room. We'll have a conversation. Sarah, you can't come with me. It's too dangerous. No, realistically, you just can't get on the TV like I can, because that's just the way we do things. And here in itself, we're basically going to be open up as many of these as possible, because we're going to building a bridge to Terabithia. No, just building a bridge. But for us to do that, we have to go up here and unlock some of these spheres and get them to actually break the bridge for us, like we're doing here. That's not the bridge we're doing. We're doing a large one that's outside, but we have to kind of go back and forth a little bit just to get the ones activated that will allow us to cross. So over here, so we have one throughout the door here, and then we can use that just to kind of like hop down hop down from there. Hop there, and then now we drop down here. That was completely intentional. So, you know, we didn't just run through there and accidentally fall off and be like, oh, okay. No, we did that with intent. But it worked out. So we're gonna do all that. We're gonna head back up. Again, continue to carry onwards. We've gone through that. Everybody had new redemptions this stream, so we're just having a little bit of memes fun. So we did get a little bit just up here, just figured out where to go. But eventually we do end up working out. We have this part here, which is up or down. We're actually going up. We don't need to go up here. Ignore that part. So you're gonna go around here, and there's a ladder. There we go through here, and we'll get to a point. There's another one for us to activate. So you hop down here, and then what we do is climb back a ladder, and we're going to hop over to that side over there, because that's going to create like a little balcony for us to cross over on. Now we're on ladders percent. There's no way to skip these. There's no lift. There's no elevator. We just built all those things, ran up their towers, climb back up, because we're going for this one here. Now there is a way of doing this and whilst hopping down and not dying. I took the safer route because I don't want to redo that again. So we're gonna build this up here. I contemplated it, it's like, oh, and then I was like, no, it's just not. So this ladder here will take you down roughly to where the bridge is that we're going to cross, because that's what we've just been spending the time building up, as you can see just over there. So you can see that we'll just move around a little bit, make sure we're going the correct way. Keep going. We're going further down now because we want to get towards the bridge. So we'll do this to avoid taking damage. Cross over, and we get another key to get out of here. I was contemplating a sneeze there, and it was like, that wasn't slow-mo, folks. Okay, so here we'll clear out this wave of enemies here, and then we'll get another big skeleton dude. So again, trying this as quick as possible. We didn't unfortunately get the very lucky and fortunate here. We tried to knock him down with one of our flashbang ones, do a bit of damage. Unfortunately, it just seems to go everything in the wrong direction. So skill issue on my part, absolutely. There we go. Shoot him in the booty hole. Sorry, or the booty bones, you know, whatever he's got. Now we've got a little puzzle here. I'm going to slow this down for this part. So with this puzzle here, I got stuck here for no reason at all. I swear I did this, but apparently not. So we do 1 from the inner right, and then we do 5 from the middle right. This is me just contemplating, did I do 5? And then we do 3 from the outer. So 1 middle right, 1 inner right, 3 middle, 5 outer. One of my chatters tried to troll me because they know I got stuck here last time, but more fool you. We've learned, we've adapted, we've become self-aware, we're Skynet. Well, really not, because we don't process things very well, clearly. So that is that, and we will progress back in here. We'll go through some more of the subspace kind of part here. Again, we'll speed this up. A lot of this one is just kind of making your way down in the first part of it until we get to the part where there's lots of things to oscillate and change over. So hop down, and then there's a TV over here. And then once we've done that, head through, and it will be a case of we're in like a underground tunnel area kind of thing. And then out of the blue, oh my god, how did you find us, Sarah? All right, so we'll make our way through here. There's going to be a small little portion of, well, let's work together. So here's what one part. It's just you just clear these enemies out because they kind of like counterweight down the flooring part for it. So then you hop back up, open this, wait for this to open. We'll progress through. We're going up here. And then we're gonna there's gonna be another like part here where enemies pop up. Shoot these as quick as possible, deal with the enemies. Once you kill these, I believe we get more of the skeleton dudes that pop up, because they're like our favorite friends. So we'll just kill through the waves of these. Last wave, there we go. Called it. And let's just try and clear these out and move on from there. Dead. Okay, so once we've done that, we'll then circle back. We'll head out of this room. When I head down here, you can jump that on New Game Plus. You can jump down those because you do have enough health to. New Game, I would not recommend it because it does take a lot of life out of you. I mean, I could be wrong. You could stack enough into it, but I'm not sure. So in the second one, I become self-aware and decide to do it, and you see, I took a lot of health. To be fair, that's probably like a full health bar. Traversal means again. So here we go. We're going to stand with this. It's going to prompt her. You get off of it. She'll walk onto it. And there we go. This is fully functioning cooperative memes. Who knows? Maybe they should have added Sarah Connor as a playable character. And then we'll go through, clear these things out here. Now, the only reason I clear these out is because we're going to stand this. Technically, I should have been stood on this whilst I was doing that, just to kind of progress things a little bit quicker. That's on me, that part. Sorry, I was just replying to it. So we had to take a moment there just to kind of open the door. So there's like I think two lots of enemies that pop through, then a third is the jelly thing. And then we kind of go from there. Now we're there at boss. We'll go into the fight here. We took so I took a moment here because I, alongside a speedrunner streamer or that, I'm a dad, and I have a rule of thumb: I will sack off any run if it is something I need to sort out family-wise. I don't care if it's world record or not. So yeah, we stepped away for a moment here. So we lost a little bit of time here. I'm just gonna check for my own. So this is just my research purposes, right? So I stepped away. Now I'm just kind of working out of time here. It's about 2.5 minutes of time there that we didn't have, which is fine. Good to know. But we're in the boss fight again. This one does have weak spots, but the weak spots are, I find it a pain to try and hit them. I know if you're on PC, it might be easier. Your aim's probably better than mine is on a controller, but it's yeah, try and hit the weak spots as much as you can. Trim it down as much as possible, and that's it effectively. But there is a weak spot on the very top of it. There's a weak spot at the bottom of it. I think it's one in the chin or one in the mouth as well. So there's a few weak spots on this, and if you can get them, it does make it quicker. Obviously, we're just using the thingy powers here and that as much as possible. It does these little jumps, spasms as well. A lot of rolling around. It's quite an active boss, this one. And that is that. That boss is out of the way. Cream. Do a little spin. After every boss, you'll get a little QTE, which is, you know, just apply a finisher and have fun. And then we do escape percent. Wow, so we're going to run out of building, run out of the tunnels. And I feel like we missed the trick here. We should have had some like Indiana Jones music playing as we're trying to escape the tunnel now. We've just robbed the treasure. But no, we're going. Head back up this way. Basically cycling back up the way we came in. And then we will be done with this section after that. There's nothing else for us to do here. But yeah, so you can see we're kind of just making up, backtracking all the way we came from. Obviously, stairs, we have to walk up the normal way. There's, you know, you can jump down, but you can't jump up. It's just not quite how physics works in this. Carrying on again. This one, the enemy will pop. Just make sure we get rid of them. In terms of that one, you could actually ignore that enemy. I'm thinking about it now, just because it doesn't actually lock you in there, I don't believe. I didn't look at things. So you can actually just ignore that enemy and just run off. And then we head out of here, and that is that. We'll go through the whole part here. Chit chats, end of chapter. And we're on to like the final parts of it. Oh, some of the cutscenes and that. They're giving us our mission to say, okay, so we've basically been invited back to City Hall by Juliet, and we're like, oh, it's a trap. Can't be a trap, right? It's got to be a trap. It's like, well, I don't care if it's a trap. It's Juliet. I'm gonna go. So we let's go. And here we are. So we're back at the City Hall. We've been here once before. I believe this is City Hall. I mean, I could be mistaken. It looks like the same place. But apparently Juliet's holding a rave here. And we're just like, okay, sure. This one is a time-based thing. There's nothing you can do here. The music will play. They'll stop. It's like, basically, it's like musical chairs at this point. When the music stops, they get all angry and decide to, well, they want to slap us up. Other than that, they stand around and do Thriller. I also think Thriller is a missed trick there. Damn, so many memes they could have gone with. But yes, these are all dancing, vibing, enjoying the best, living the best lives. We will do this 3 times before it goes ahead and gives us like a little, not boss fight, but you know, our Bodhi friends come back. You know, the ones that just like us to shoot them in the butt bone. But yeah, we're kind of just vibing here for now. As you can see, we didn't really take to the music. Our guy's just not really, he's not really feeling it. They're all a bit angry now. I think this is the 3rd one. And here we go. So you'll get the big Brody guy. Again, try and get rid of this thing as quick as possible. We're just using all our things up because we couldn't get a good angle on him. The only thing about shotgun is 3 bullets. That's all. Yeah, 3 bullets in that and the reload. Sometimes you get caught out because you're like, oh crap, I was like, I need that one shot and you had it lined up and you missed it. You didn't get a chance to take it. In this section here, there is a little bit more back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead and go into here first of all. There is this one to open up things, and we've got this will give us like the foundation, because we're going to slowly build the foundation to take us up to the roof of this building, basically. So do that, get that key, go through this. And then we'll head through. Now, go left out there, don't go right, because if you go right, it's a dead end. Go left, it's not a dead end. Now I believe at this point here, I got a little bit turned around. I was trying to figure out where to go. You just go straight to that nightclub one. So you go nightclub first. So that little dancey area, that's the TV you go through, and then it will start progressing the other ones as we go along. Because we need, well, we need all these things here, which we'll grab as we go. I don't need that one there, the vault key, because we've done the vault earlier. All I have is stuff in it that we don't really care for. In New Game Plus, that might be different in New Game. So yeah, I'm kind of going incorrectly here. We could, realistically, we would have got that key there, gone back to the nightclub area, and then we can progress correctly. Because I think it's nightclub, main hall, and then it's bathroom, and then top floor is the ordering for it. So I lost a lot of time here, just purely on not remembering, and that's fine. There's just more pockets of time saved myself. So we're gonna hop down here, go to this TV, and then we're gonna continue through. As that will just continue to open up more and more places. Look, more floors have been built. Another TV up there. There's no TV pops up here, so you will go back through this TV. As I said, this one does require to go back, and it's not always going to be a case. There's going to be one built up for you to go through. So we'll go back through that TV there, and then we're going to go and head upwards. Not through there. We need to go all the way around and then back to where we were earlier, and go towards that big main hall, because there'll be a TV in there. Like I said, at this point, I'm still trying to remember a lot of this game as I go along, and there's definitely parts where I let myself down a bit, like here. General rule to apply in this area is if you see those things where enemies are being spawned, that's generally the direction you want to go. The more enemies there are, that's the direction. You know, use gamer's logic. Gamer's logic works in all sorts of places. Sometimes it doesn't. It's like, okay, that doesn't make sense. Is that what's supposed to go that way? And sometimes, okay, more enemies means bad shit's happening, right? Well, let's go that way. Now, here we go. So go through here, try and break through this, and then there's TV right here. Again, that's keeping the same mindset again, as it's all the spawn enemies for enemies here, and that's the way we go. That'll open up this. I will just let me just check this on ×2. Yeah. Head through this TV here, and then what we're going to do when we go back in, we're going to go up to the top floor. So go through here, and then we head up, and you go left. I went right incorrectly. Just go left as soon as you get the top of the stairs. You'll know again by when we see it, because there you go. There's the enemies being spawned, so that's how you know. And then just behind this is the TV that we needed. Go ahead and open this up. Head back through there. And then we're on to our last checkpoint, where to go. Now, this one here, this one I still got baffled by it. I went through this, and that is not correct. See here, so we'll get in here, we'll immediately come back out. I'm just going to skip that part because we literally went in there. There's no reason to go in there. Remember what I said about if enemies are spawned? In here, there was enemies being spawned in the main hall area. So what I needed to do was use the middle TV, the TV in the middle stairs, I believe. Just remember if I'm correct here, but I'm pretty sure it is. Now, we may have had that TV there beforehand, but we still need to, but that was what we're supposed to be using. Here we go. And then the TV will pop up here. That's it. So it is nightclub, and then main hall, bathroom, top floor, and then stairwell. That's the general direction you'll go in with all to get everything locked up and get all the keys. We'll open up all this, head on straight up, because this is going to take us to the roof area. Get this, that'll give us the Gate key part, and then we're good to go through. And then we'll be climbing the other side of a clock tower here. Now this clock tower, so you can see there's 4 different things on there. You see this yellow valve on the side here? There's 4 different puzzles. Now these puzzles, we'll make notes now. Whilst we're doing this, we'll make notes now. But effectively, oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll mind my little note sheet in there, over there. Yeah, just pop that there. Clock tower puzzle. I'm doing these based on like the way you look at them. So that, to me, this is that one we're looking at right now is front left, which we'll do. So we'll slow down this for just this part here ever so slightly. So you see here, we'll go to this one first of all. So what we're looking to do here is, in effect, you move the hour clock and you'll get like an overclips, eclipse over the clock. And we're trying to get it to fully cover it up, and that's when you know you've got it right, because it will light up. So you'll see here, we'll move this around, and then we'll move this. So that one needs to be at 4. And well, actually no, you could have got with that being a thinger. Sometimes it's a little bit scuffed though, because you would press if I pressed at 5 then gone back slightly, because I to rotate this one it would have put me to 4, which then like puts so you have to circle around here. So 4 in about 9, 10. And that is the first one overall done. And you've got 4 of these to do. Whilst you're doing this, you will have enemies popped up, and the most annoying enemies in this are the birds, because the birds do a little charge at you and knock you off just like that. If you can see my face here in this room, which you can do if you want to go and check out the run, I'll leave the link in the description. I was not best pleased. It was time lost for no reason, just because the bird got me. Okay, so go back to this one here. We're going to just shoot the bird out of pure rage. And this is going to be the front right one. So this one here should be nice in thing. So that's the part where I mentioned where it can be awkward. So you want to go 1, and then this is going to be like, it's going to be something stupid, like it's going to be 11. Okay, so that's that one done. I'll leave a note to these codes and that for in case anybody wants them. They're only shorthand, so it was going to use the video as a reference. So this is the back right one. Again, we get in trouble by enemies here. Clear them out as quick as you can. Don't get knocked down. I'm trying to use these just to clear them out quickly. Sometimes that's not always the case. This one's a nice one. This one's 12 and 2. And that is the back right one. This one was a bit of a thing you want. All right, so we want 5. Now it starts at 5 and ends up at 6. Yeah, start at 5, yeah. No. Start at 6. Okay. and then other one is between 5 and 6. Okay, now once we've done that, that is all that part of them. I'll just move my notes away. Apologies folks, I just thought I'd make some other thing here. We'll go ahead, go through the door here, and this will take us to the clock's area, whereas we're going to have another boss fight. We're going to be fighting a Juliet here, so what's going through? Or a Reaper or some sort, or something along the lines, a Shinigami. There's lots of mention of Shinigami in here, so any Death Note fans and that, you know, just, yeah. See, they're pretty hench. Gatling gun as well, got sickles. They're really going to town. They're really evolving with the stuff they've got. Pretty tanky. Obviously, just again, there's no weak spots here except for the middle chest. Maybe I think takes more damage. Just try and shoot as much as you can. Shotgun will stagger every so often, so that's why again it's just one of the better ones to use because the stagger does help. We can use the bloody summer and that to do some more damage as we go. And then we should be done shortly. This part here, I don't think they take damage whilst they're in it, so just try avoiding it as much as you can. I think you just have to stand on the outer part to avoid it, like in the very corners. New Game Plus, I'm just tanking it at this point, so we can get away with it, and it's on easy difficulty. For those who've ever played Resident Evil 8 Village, and you learn like their little parts where they like to send the room black, and you fight the boss, and they can't see where they're coming from. You have a little moment like that, and there we have it. That's that boss done. And we're on to the last part here. So, end of the chapter there. We'll do a little segment of talking, some cutscenes, and then we have this part. This is a very out there part. So there's a key back here that we pick up, Clister Gate key, and in the top right there is another part here, but apparently the code doesn't come up first. So what we need to do, I think, I could be wrong here, it's like unless you can just input it if you remember the code, is go to this door first of all. Juliet turns up because this is some whacked out reality, whereas like we're I don't know, we're a couple of things, but she just goes and pops us several times to be fair, not just once, not just once. She went straight for the clean headshot. And then once we've done that, we're back again. So we will go here. We've already got the key. So if you have already picked it up, don't worry about it. Go ahead and do that. Input the code, and it will highlight it to say go that way. And that will open up the bathroom there. So we want to go into the bathroom, toilet facilities, whatever you want to refer to it as. Now we're going to sit down, and then we're going to have an epiphany. All right, we're going to have a bit of a talk. He's making it a bit awkward for us. We're just trying to use the bathroom. So what do? Well, we climb the toilet, of course. Absolutely. In this section here, we have a little swim part, and it's just considered like one of those meme games, you know, where you avoid something as you're kind of going past. So I can autobahn with fish, get to the car, and then we have a cutscene, whereas we don't do anything here. I don't know of a way to speed this up. If I'm incorrect and you know a way how to speed this up, let me know in the comments, because greatly appreciate it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a cool little scene. It's very tripped out and very weird, but you know, there's definitely a lot of things going on here. Yeah, how to explain this? I just can't. So you're gonna have the luxury of just skipping past this. We can control the car, as you can see here, which is moving around, but it doesn't actually speed things up. Okay, and as you see there, we've got the go through the key. Go through the gate, not the key. Use the key to go through the gate. And then we're going to be at this next part here. Now this one, we start in subspace, and that's where we're going to be throughout this one. We're going to be, basically the aim of this is to get to the top of the tower as quick as possible. There is no real puzzles in that part to it. Realistically, it is just everything in front of you, just go, go, go. We'll go through to a payphone here. We'll have to do this a couple of times. There's a door right behind it. We'll head straight for that door. Let me just put this back on. ×2. One thing is we're trying to aim for is trying to get through to get the payphone, so it's the payphone before enemies think it, but enemies are right next to it. So unfortunately, we weren't able to do that, and we do get cuts because there's enemies that just do not want to move. So we shoot this one, we kill these, try to clear it up as much as I can. Turns out they don't want to give up. they're still not working. What is it? There's no enemy. Okay, shoot that one there and that one there. Or just shoot that one there. I think it was. That was enough, and then we are good. We'll go ahead and do that, and then we're going to keep progressing upwards. You'll see these stage elements. There's a couple of them. That one just makes you sneeze. Apparently this game likes to give you hay fever or something. So allergies are killing us off. There is a lot of ladder traversal in this, and there's a lot of birds, which means bad juju. There is no need for the birds. They are damn trolls. But we'll make our way around, because again, there is another payphone in the middle that we're looking to get to. There's a lot of enemies again nearby, so we're just going to try and clear them out. If you're able to work it, whereas you can get there, it's like I could have had it there as I was close enough, but then another enemy popped up and I was too slow to press A. There's still more enemies there. They are just being tragic. That little stuff on the floor, once that's down there, you can't sprint, you can't jump, and that is really annoying, so just watch out for that. Go ahead here, and then we'll run through. Again, go to the payphone. This one has a little arena area. We'll need to kill these first of all, so we'll kill these guys. Again, make sure we're emphasizing those weak points. They will speed this up drastically, so just getting them done is definitely the best way. Which that fight wasn't that bad, to be fair. It's pretty clean. Get the payphone. Sweet, off we go. More birds. So we're going to loop down to the right, then up here left, and then there's a payphone there. We're going to go to that payphone, and then just to the right, this payphone is going to be the thing we need to open up the next little area. So we'll do that, and then we're going to run straight through there, basically. Watch the ladders, and again, we want to try and make sure we are quick on these ladders as possible. If you can get to them before like the birds are kind of like jumping on you, great, fantastic. Just there's going to be points where it's going to catch you out. Again, we're keeping that theme progressing as much as possible. Clear these enemies out so I can go ahead and use the sphere. Then once we've done that one, it's going to generate us the ladder. Just hop down there towards the ladder and climb up there. Right, then we're going to go through here. I use a little flashbang to try and get through there just so I can run on through. It's up to you how you want to go with that one. So maybe some people will just run past them, but I think the flash just kind of helps just in case. So this is where a lot of the memes happen, and you'll see these here. Ready, set, go. I still am not 100% certain the best way to deal with these. I'd like to say you can, just kill them off and it's easier, but I don't know if it's just a waste of time at this point because they're quite fiddly even when they don't want to be. I think maybe even getting the machine gun out here and just killing, just shooting these enemies might be a better call than having to repeatedly go up and down the ladder. We make that one here, that's fine. Head straight on through and up. Go through to another cutscene. Here's your codex moment from Metal Gear Solid. Having a bit of a chit chat. This is the Space King, I think he's referred to as, and our boy Romeo. And we're, as you can see in the middle, they're sharing a plate of beef. A little bit of beef. And then we're just making our way up here. We're going to get through these as we go. Hopping down there and trying to get these. Just again, be careful because you can get knocked off of these. You're not safe on these platforms. If you get knocked off, you die. And depending on if you use the save point or you took a safety save anywhere at all, it may well reset you back to the very start of the level, which can be tragic for your own well-being. Let's just say that much. Let's just go with that much. Again, oh, that one. I like almost like I don't know, palpitations for, because we were so close to not only just falling off the edge, well, we fell off the ladder, but we're so close to falling off the edge as well, which we hadn't taken a save. We would have been at the bottom of the tower, which means we would be climbing back up, which means we would have been dealing with the birds all over again. So that was not a fun time. That was not a fun time. We're gonna head up here, hop down here onto here, grab this, which will give us another one. Again, birds are just everywhere. And then we're gonna go hop down there and then back up this one, and then it's gonna give us the steps to go up to climb up the ladder. So once we've done that, hop down and then go up the ladder on the right hand side, just there. And then we're getting to the point where it's towards the end of it. So there's a little of a long stretch here. There we go. And then just run down and jump off to the left. And then we're up for another cutscene here. After the cutscene, we're gonna mosey our way to the correct way. You know, just remember where you're going, folks. Towards this ladder here. A lot of this place does look the same, so your expectancy is to get lost a little bit. But we'll make our way through, hop down, and then we're going to try and get to this before any enemies get to us, so we can actually use it. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and run up the stairs. So we're going to run past these. Unfortunately, they gave us a cold. Damn, the common cold killing us off. And then we sneeze a bit, run past, sneeze a bit, climb. And then we're going to go through this one, and it's going to be a cutscene again. Once we're out of the cutscene, so I'll just show you this part. It's just literally run straight. As soon as you're out of the cutscene, just run straight over. Don't be scared the floor's not going to create itself, because it will. And then we'll go through this, and then we're on to the boss part. And the boss is the difficulty on it, because New Game Plus, the boss is just the boss. Just deal with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I almost lost the fight here. Because I hadn't taken any safety saves or anything like that at all. I had next to no heals going into this, and he does do quite a bit of damage. He has a few annoying moves, and he does quite chunk a little bit. So as you can see, we're taking a lot of damage here, but we're trying to get through as much as possible. That melee attack is a pain. So if you get too close to him, he will do that. Just keep in mind those. And he does like the down, side out, side in, up, but then back down again kind of thing. So just remember that movement. He does a lot of the side dashing shooting, which is like this one, that does quite a bit of damage. If he changes those orb things, if he sends those orb things away from him, they will turn into lasers, so watch out for them. And it'll also be a case of he can charge those like orb things if they're not doing this into orange, which means they'll follow you around and do damage. And the only way you get rid of them is by shooting them and now hitting them. Otherwise, they don't explode, they just keep proccing and hitting you over and over again. So these here, so I'm going to use the masters and that to try and help me facilitate the damage to them. He does like a little warp attack, which kind of puts us on our asses, and we kind of a little bit lost space. He likes Dragon Ball Z apparently, because he's throwing out orbs that definitely look like they're from Dragon Ball Z. When I said to you there's like all sorts of games thrown in here, there is all sorts of games thrown in here. Whether they be direct references or logical references, I don't know, but you know they are. But there we go. That is in itself the run. We do the last QTE, and that is time done. And that itself is Romeo is a dead man. There is a lot of things going on. The run itself, I don't think is too overly convoluted, but there's a lot of things going on. There's a few puzzles that's to keep an eye on. A lot of it, I would say, is the routing side of things. If you're doing new game, there's going to be some slight difference in routing, because you will be taking things to obviously help increase the power levels of your weapons, grabbing some pins as you go along, whereas in New Game Plus you can just set up them. So if you do want an entry level run to Romeo, this is a good shout to go with. But I hope you have enjoyed the content overall today. Oh, and there you go. Just to finish it off, we got a ready to go with it. So from my side of things here at Gordo's Games, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. If you do want to see more of it, please let me know in the comments down below, because unless I know, I probably will forget to do it. But if I know it's something that people are generally interested in doing, I will try and make time to do so. But until then, folks, from my side of things here at Gordo's Games, I appreciate every single one of you. And if you want to see any of the content live, don't forget to join us over on twitch.tv, Gordo's Games 20. The link will be down in the description below. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.